Hello. It is time for some more building of Mr. Karl. Let me find I left off here. I did a little bit on my own, as you'll see in a moment here. Get myself oriented here. Alright, here we go. Alright, so here's Mr. Karl, or Matt here. I did the beam sabers because they're easy to do. Got them done. And I did the waist on my own. As you can see, I put some of the dry transfers and markings on here. Not many, just a few, just for a little accent on the kit here. Make it a little nicer, a little more like a Fetty suit. I'm actually going to turn my monitor off because it's getting kind of annoying. You can still hear me though. Anyway, we should probably get some music. I have skipped ahead in the YouTube playlist. Yeah, let's start this up here. Take that down. Okay. Alright, so a couple things here. As you can see, I got the waist on here now. One of the general complaints I have seen in reviews is how loose the waist joint is on this thing. And I was curious about that. Let me just shield out of the way for a second. I want to show something here. I'm shaking this pretty hard. I actually knocked the side skirt off doing that. So you may be wondering, what wizardry is this? Well, I discovered something interesting. Take this apart here. So when I test fitted this, I discovered something interesting here. And as you... I don't know if I can get this off. It's kind of really on here now. Actually, I don't think I can get this off. I think it's on there now. Or not loose. Because I can't grip this. I can't pull it off. And it's like... the whole thing is like pulled. It's stuck on there now. Oh, no, that is like really on there now. Anyway, to sum this up, when I tested this, the waist would not go on all the way. It just gets... I feel like this front end gets bumped up against this piece here, and you can't push the waist all the way on. That's why it's loose. So what I did is I took this abdomen piece out and just wedged it on here all the way, and then plugged this back in, and now it doesn't fall apart anymore. The only downside to this is that I have completely locked, almost completely locked the waist up now, so that it can't barely even turn now. Like, I can get it to turn to the right, but I can't get it to turn to the left. It won't go left now. I don't know why. Anyway. Ugh. Yeah, there. It's like... but it's on there now. It's like not... it's not gonna fall off now. So... yeah. Interesting. So I guess the answer is that the reviewers did not push the part on all the way. That's why it fell off. but I can kind of see why they would have made that mistake. Because when you first try to put it on there, if you follow the directions, you can't really get it on there correctly. So really it's a problem of the directions. You should put this gray piece on the waist first, instead of attach it to the torso. If you do it that way, then it will go together in a way in which it won't fall apart. So I hope that tip is useful for some people. I will include that in my review when I get to it. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at with this thing here. So today I want to work on the legs and try to finish this up today. If I don't finish today, I'm just going to do the rest on my own, and then that'll be it. Because I kind of want to be done with this kit. Not that I'm tired of working on it or anything, just like I just want to get it together. And I have to wait to do the live stream before I can work on it, so it's like Anyway, yeah, I can't have that over here because the auto brightness on this thing goes out of whack. Anyway, legs. I think the legs are all I have left. So I'll work on that. And try and get that done today. Snip, 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 snip. I guess we're going to do one leg at a time here because there's a lot of parts in the leg. I mean, it's not a huge amount of parts. Actually, I can probably just take everything on this runner, because this all goes on the leg. So why am I even looking at the directions here? Need two of these. Yep, they're the same part. Empty runner. Well, actually, no, it's not an empty runner. I still have this leftover hand cowling. We'll take these parts. The blue. Alright, what can I talk about as I am snipping here? Snipping, snipping, snipping. Okay. Star Trek. Do you want to talk about Star Trek? Sure, we can. I started watching Enterprise. Because I'm following Lore Runner's rumination videos on Enterprise. I've never watched Enterprise before. It's just a show I've generally not heard very good things about. So I've generally kind of stayed away from it. It also never really looked very interesting to me. So I'm just, I think the combination of those two factors, and also it came out again at a time in my life when I just kind of like dropped out of Star Trek. Like I mentioned, I kind of gradually dropped out of Star Trek kind of halfway through the time Deep Space Nine was coming out, which was unfortunate because Deep Space Nine I should have stuck through and watched, because it actually was pretty good when I actually sat down and finally watched the whole thing like a couple years ago. I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good. So I'm still trying to get through Voyager, by the way. It's just, I'm kind of halfway through season 6 right now. I'm just slowly meandering my way through it. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm kind of getting through it. And then there's like Enterprise, which I just didn't really have any interest in watching. It was way past the time when I was interested in watching Star Trek on TV. It was around the time when I think I actually forgot the name of the channel. I know, well, what UPN was before UPN. I don't remember what it was. It was so long ago now. But this was a time when UPN was the Star Trek channel. kind of like the way CBS and Paramount Plus are trying to be right now. It's kind of a strange parallel, but yeah, UPN was just kind of like not that great with its content, so I think Enterprise just kind of followed suit with that. So, but anyway, I watched the episode of Enterprise last week, and just today I watched the next episode after that, which is the one with supposedly the Hoshi focused episode with the corpses on the ship and the slug thing, and it's like, okay. Alright, so watch that. I guess I can, well, let me mention the pilot first real quick before I move on here. Hold on, let me see which one of these goes to this leg. 32, 31, okay. Make sure I just get the right one here. Not that it would be that hard for me to mix these up right now, it's just one or the other. That's everything on there. And oh, I need these parts, don't I? I need some of these. Which ones? 20. That's this one here. Alright, so the pilot was broken bow. I didn't really care for that episode. Well, it's actually like 2 episodes together, but it's like 1 and 2 technically, but for the purposes of conversation, I'm counting it as 1 episode. And I need, which one, 18? Oh. So the whole thing was about, oh yes, it's the time the Starship Enterprise, the NX-01, is supposed to go on its depart on its maiden voyage, but oh no, there's a Klingon on the Earth. How did he get there? Nobody knows. No explanation for that. So it's like, oh yeah. And then we're gonna choose the Archer. But Archer has a wonderful idea. Hey, why don't we just take the Enterprise and go to Kronos and deliver the Klingon back? And I was like, wait, do you even know where Kronos is? Do you even know how far away from Earth that is? Like, oh, sure, it'll be just a nice little... We'll take a nice little jaunt over to the Klingon homeworld, they won't mind. Well, okay. And the problem is it comes from the aliens that the... I guess he was a Klingon... I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Courier? A courier of some kind? PC-8. So, alright. The courier has information related to something, and we never really know what it is. About these, chameleon aliens that are trying to, I think they call it Suliban. Is that what they were called? So yeah, we just, yeah, let's bring the Klingon back to Kronos, but no, wait, we get attacked by the Suliban, and we're like completely outmatched. So of course the Klingon gets taken. So now we gotta go backtrack and find out where he got taken to. So they end up finding a place where the Suliban are with their little collection of ships. The rest of the Klingon, and yeah, they go back to Kronos and deliver him. And it's like the Klingons are like mildly pleased, and they basically tell Archer and crew to fuck off. It's okay. Okay, that's just a general plot. Underlying throughout the episode are all these other little mini dramas, the characters. I'll be honest, a lot of the general crew of the show is just not really memorable to me so far. I'll probably remember their names as I watch more episodes, but it's like... So you have Archer. He's the captain. He's kind of an asshole. I'm just gonna be blunt about that. I guess they're trying to make him seem like Kirk in some ways, but it really doesn't come off that way. He comes off like the difference with Kirk. Kirk can be a little arrogant, but at least he knows what he's doing. Archer is arrogant, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So this leads to all kinds of problems as the show is going along here. Oh, that was a bad nub right there. Bad nub. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. And then you have T-Power, the Vulcan. Alright, going back to Vulcans just being the science officers. I liked it that in Voyager that Tuvok, the Vulcan, is the security officer, not the science officer. I thought that was a nice little change, you know. Vulcans can do other things than science, you know, I kind of like that idea. But I guess we're back to, yeah, Vulcan science officer again, sort of thing. Like, okay, whatever. T-Paul is kind of a mixed bag of a character so far. She's not a bad character, I just feel like she's kind of misused a lot of times. Like, she just comes off as very arrogant and cold. Not the same way as Archer is, she just comes off as like, this is how things are and this is how we're gonna do it. I don't want any questions, I'm just gonna do it this way because it's the way the Vulcans have always done things. And of course it leads to arguments with Archer, because Archer's like, no, we're humans, we have the human tendency, we must go explore and ignore the danger and risk everything and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, you can do this sort of thing for like the first episode, I guess it's cringy to watch, but fine, whatever. I'm kind of disappointed that they're still continuing with this sort of thing into the next episode. They're still kind of doing this, even though I got the impression that they kind of resolved their differences at the end of the pilot, but they're still kind of butting heads a lot on these things, so like, I guess this isn't going away anytime soon. We're just gonna have to keep dealing with this. But, you know, as arrogant as DePaul is, I mean, she's not necessarily wrong on a lot of things. I mean, of course she has more experience in space than Archer would be, but it's just they end up butting heads so often. It's like, okay, it's just... I wish it would be more comical, almost, but it isn't. It's just kind of like, please stop. Just stop arguing. And get on with things. Okay, whatever. The rest of the crew, I really have a hard time remembering the names. The name from the last episode, I'm gonna want to watch the Hoshi focus one. Okay, that's Hoshi. Alright, yeah, I remember her. Communications officer. Alright. She doesn't do a whole lot in the pilot. That's just what the second episode is for. And then there is Tucker. I don't remember exactly which one he is. If he's the engineer or the helmsman, I can't remember. Or am I getting him mixed up with another character? See, this is the problem. The other characters, they're not memorable. I don't remember who they are. There's the doctor, the alien doctor dude. I don't remember his name. I kind of wonder what species he is, because he almost looks like a Cardassian. I mean, I'm assuming he's not an actual Cardassian, or a Cardassian hybrid, maybe? I don't know. He kind of has the same ridges like a Cardassian would have. But that's why that's kind of making me wondering, it's like, It's like, maybe he is a Cardassian hybrid, I don't know. Or like a half Cardassian, half something else species. He almost talks like a Cardassian too. Almost. He just doesn't have the deception thing in him. But yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on him so far. He's just there. Like, okay. So the next episode was one I just watched. That's one the more Hoshi focused episode. Somebody I now remember her name. So the whole thing was like, it kind of starts off with the slug in the box thing, and it's like, oh, we found an alien slug on a planet, and we just took it with us, and it's like dying. Okay. Did they necessarily need to remove it from the planet? I don't know why they removed that. I don't know why they removed it from the natural environment it was in without like researching first. Like, okay, this is the environment it needs to live in, so let's make sure we recreate that environment on the ship for it. But they kind of fail at that, so it ends up dying. Well, it doesn't die. It's not in good health. Eventually, by the end of the episode, they just leave it on their planet. It's like, hey, this planet looks habitable for you. There you go. Have fun. You'll adapt. Except that's like only one of the species, so it may survive, and it will just die, and that'll be it. Because it doesn't have a way to reproduce or anything like that. At least I'm assuming it doesn't. They never really made that clear. So. Thanks, space humans. You took me off my home planet and abandoned me on an alien planet to die. I will come back and avenge you. I will survive like Khan. I will come back and avenge you, Archer and Hoshi, for abandoning me to die on this world. That would be an interesting subplot if that alien slug ever comes back, for like, revenge, you abandoned me to die. But that of course is not going to happen. That would be too silly, wouldn't it? Where was I? Oh, yeah, I was talking about the episode. So yeah, they had this thing to come across apparently a dead ship in the water, so to speak. And it's like, so Paul was like, well, it seems kind of dead. We should probably just move on. Archer's like, no, we must investigate. What if there are people that need help? And she's kind of like, well, there's barely any lifespans on the ship, so are you sure you want to do this? It's like, yes, we must do this. Okay. Otherwise, we have no story to tell, so okay, fine, we'll go on the ship. Oh, by the way, they're not using transporters on this show. Well, they had them in the first episode, but this is such like early Starfleet tech that transporters aren't really much of a thing yet, so, which is fine. I'm okay with that. They use their shuttlecrafts to get around instead, which is a little slower, but it feels more appropriate for the time period that they're in. However, that doesn't mean that other species don't have transporter technology, though, which... Actually, if I recall, I don't know if they ever really made clear how the Suleiman got onto the Enterprise back in the pilot. I assumed they had transporter technology, and it just kind of beamed onto the ship. They never really showed it, though. I'm just going to assume that's what happened. What is this music? This is like goofy. What is this? World's Fair. Okay. Yeah, it almost is like a fair music, isn't it? So anyway, Archer and people... Not the engineer dude. Engineer dude really wanted to go, but he was like, no. And Archer's like, no, the ship needs its engineer more than its captain. Like, okay. That's the argument you're making. So they go there, they investigate, they find the alien crew. They're dead. They're just being like, having the fluids sucked out of them by some machine. And I think Laura made a very good observation here. This should have come off as more of a horror episode sort of thing, and it doesn't really come off that way. Instead, Hoshi screams like a little girl, and it was almost laughable, actually. It was just so silly. It was like, okay. Then afterwards, Chipo was like, well, they're dead. You tried to help. I think we just move on. And Archer's like, fine, we'll leave. But then later on, he's like, the dinner time argument, he's like, I'm not the only one who feels bad about this. Fine, we're going back. Change his mind, we're going back. We're gonna investigate the ship. With the doctor and Hoshi and the engineer dude doing their thing, it's like, yeah, let's get a distress signal. Maybe we'll get some answers. Like, okay, they're gonna do that. They don't really find out too much relevant, from what I recall. Except they do find that the aliens who are sucking the blood of the other aliens come back. And, oh no, we gotta get back to the ship. Get back to our really slow shuttlecraft with its really awkward docking system, where it has to grab the shuttle and bring it into the ship. They don't really have an actual shuttle bay you fly into. They have a shuttle bay that's like a door on the bottom of the ship that has a little claw or grabber that grabs the shuttle and pulls it in. So you have to wait for that. Again, it's low tech. It's not really a bad idea. It's low tech and inefficient because that is what it is. But anyway, the alien ship is upon them, and they're like, oh no, we're getting attacked, and let's fire one of those torpedoes that we've been, like, haven't really thoroughly tested out yet. And it's like, pew, plink. I actually like that, because when I first saw that, I actually thought, oh wait, the enemy ship has shields. The torpedo bounced off the shields. But actually, that's really not the way they depicted that in the show, but that's what I thought happened. Apparently, it's just a case of, oh, our torpedo things are misaligned, so they're not really detonating properly. Okay. It looked like there were shields on the ship. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, the weapons don't work on the ship, because obviously it's way more powerful. So, then it's the other aliens, the Annexar. They show up in the middle of this and like, what's going on? Did you kill my people on this ship? And they're like, immediately thinking it was like the Enterprise crew. And like, completely ignoring the large ship that's about to attack everybody. It's like, okay. Priorities? The obviously big evil alien ship, we're just gonna ignore them. While we wait for Hoshi and the alien captain to have a conversation with each other. I like how everything is just kind of slowed down in this scene. But eventually, like, the alien captain and Hoshi come to an understanding. And he's like, oh wait, the big alien evil ship is the big evil alien ship that I should be paying attention to. And then he, like, attacks it and, like, bam, disables them. Enterprise goes free. They try to use their torpedo again. It's like, yeah, hey, it worked this time. But then the alien ship combined, like, zap, 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 blows up the alien ship just without any effort. Okay, that was easy. Done. It was a little anticlimactic ending to the episode. Like, and then the slug is abandoned on an alien world. That's what happens next after that. So. Oh yeah, that is Enterprise so far for me. It's Drink of the day is brought to you by What Shall Not Be Seen. It's not a show that I probably would go out of my way to watch. I'm only really kind of watching it because Laura is. So it was like, alright, I'm just gonna watch one episode a week. I think that's about all I can really stand of it. It's not like I hate the show or anything so far after 2 episodes, just I'm just uninterested in the show. I think that probably describes my feelings a little better. It's just wholly uninteresting to me. Let's separate my colors here, because I like separating by colors. Because that's how I work. That's how I operate here. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, I need to clean these up a little bit. That's what I'm doing. I need more Q-tips. Like I mentioned, I do want to try and get as much of this done today as I can. I think I should be able to get this done in the 2-hour time frame that I have here. If not, I'll do the rest on my own and just be done with it. Because I do have that Xeon that's kind of waiting to be worked on as well. And that I'm mostly just going to build on my own. I'm not going to do live streams of that. I may do a live stream of the final assembly. I may do that for a live stream, but I'm not going to do like the whole thing on stream. It's going to take way too long. I know some people are really into that sort of thing, but to be truthfully honest, watching somebody build Gunpla is probably not the most interesting thing to do, to watch, I mean, so. There will be far more interesting things for me to discuss when I actually get to the review part of this. Such as that waist thing, which the lucky viewers who watch this will now be aware of that. There is no fix for the shoulder joint thing, so, I mean, that's just bad design right there. I can't really do anything about that. I mean, you can try to put some paint in to try and stiffen it up, but again, as I mentioned before, these are bare plastic joints, they're not polycaps. If you put paint on them, there's always a chance they're gonna stick and kind of glue themselves together in a way, and you want to be like really careful about that. If it was a socket into a polycap, it would be fine to just paint the socket and plug it in. But considering it's just plastic on plastic, I would be like much more careful about that. Because if they get glued together, you're gonna have a bad time trying to unstick that joint. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of that. You take the risk wholly unto yourself if you do that. Still some roughness on these edges here, mostly. Just a little bit right there. Okay, now this sounds like the sort of music you would probably silently listen to as somebody is building something in fast forward. If it was going like double, 3 times the speed, you would probably be listening to music like this. But I can only go so fast, so this is as fast as I can go. I dare not go any faster. I'm pretty sure all those edges are going to be covered up from that, so I'm not going to do about that. not much I can do about that nub. That was just a bad nub. It was a thick nub too. I should have paid more attention to that. It's always the thick nubs that give you the most problems. It's not flush. Not flush triton. I have decided I am going to use the sticker, a black sticker stripe on this. I could paint it, but if I have to paint, I'm just gonna have to wait after I paint it until it dries thoroughly. And I was like, eh. I'd rather just get on with it. So I'm just gonna use the sticker. I don't think there'll be an issue keeping it on there. Sometimes stickers do curl and peel off over time, but I'll keep an eye on it. By the time I get around to actually filming the review, I'll actually know if it actually peels up or not. So far, the sticker that's on the antenna has not peeled off, which I'm happy with. So I was worried about that. But so far, it's staying on there. It hasn't tried to unfold itself or anything. Lots of little thrusters on here. Oh, and that's something I have a thought that occurred to me as I was kind of examining the history of this particular mobile suit here. I know it's kind of a little odd how this thing is like so chunky and big. Then I remember it has all these thrusters on the legs. And then I realized it kind of reminded me of another mobile suit. No, I'm not talking about the Virtue, you silly people. But yes, it does kind of... Visually, it does kind of look like the Gundam Virtue, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. It reminds me of the Dome, the MS-09 Dome from Xeon. How that was a big, chunky mobile suit that had a lot of thrusters in the legs, so it could basically hover around on the ground and move around quickly. Then I got to thinking, wait a minute, is the Gustav Karl kind of doing the same thing? Is that what the whole idea behind its design is? I have to rewatch the parts of Unicorn and Narrative when the Gustav Karl appears. Does it walk around or does it hover around? Because I can't really remember. I can't recall off the top of my head. But if it hovers around, then that would make absolute sense why it's so big. But if it just walks around, then it's kind of like, oh, okay. Then what is the point? I'll probably check it out before I do my review and determine if that is the case or not. Alright, that's good. Yeah, I need to clear my throat here. Okay. Panel liner. Yay. Not really much in terms of panel lines. There's a few here and there, but not too many. No, let's go down there. There's like a little bit right here. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to at least do the edge lining in here, just so that it looks a little nicer when I get the sticker in. Probably won't notice the edge quite so much if I do it this way. That goes on. Oh, like that. Okay. Okay, that's how it works. Feet. The bottom of the feet must be done. Now there's so many lines on the bottom of the feet. This is where the ink wash would probably be much more preferable to use. For stuff like this. Well, we're not doing that here. We're just doing the pen method. The cheapo pen method. No, don't give me that DSR crap. Get that off the song. Yeah. These are big feet. You don't realize they're big feet until you have to sit here and panel line them. These are big feet. Big feet. I was just seeing it was a black on the back, but it's not. It's not. It's just dark. It's fine. It's probably end up looking black, but try and soften it up a little bit here. This sounds like it's from some video game. We're going through the maze. The game. This is the music you would have. It is a very strange piece of music. It cannot be explained. Yeah. I'm trying. That's better. Okay, I think that's it. Give me my silver. See if I can do this. That's like way down in there. Oh, this is like really hard to do. One spot I missed. That was hard to do because that's like way down in there. But I got it. Okay. Stickor. Stickors. Number 7 is gonna go on this side. Let's see how well I can do this without completely knackering it up. grab it from the middle. And the middle is preferable. I can kind of just drop it in the middle and hopefully get it lined up without too much fuss. And I think we got it. Wasn't that hard to do. Okay. It looks okay. But yes, the trick with like long stickers like this, try to line it up in the middle, if possible. Don't start from the end. Start from the middle if you can. I've always found that makes it easier. So the other side is number 5. Okay, I see. Oh, country music. Just what we want. Do you remember the war, boy? Your granddaddy fought in the war. Between brother against brother. The war of the North versus the South. It was a terrible tragedy. So many men died. I did knacker that up a little bit. You see, there's a little tiny speck right there. You can fix that. It's called pin. You can fix that with the pin. Okay. Let's just put this together now. Yeah. Blades stowed, so I don't nicker myself. Alright. That's the inside of the leg joint, how it should look. And put the caps on. See, I've forgotten which one is PC9 and PC8. Which one is an 8? The 8's the bigger one. Okay. You like your old-timey country music interposition? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But that's the last you're gonna hear of that. Instead, now you get this. PC4? Oh, I'm missing a part. I need PC3. Did not get that. Well, correct that here. PC3. That goes in the foot. Oh, not in my lap. It goes in the foot, not in my lap. Where'd it go? Yeah, there it is. It's a feats. It is a feats. It's a footsies. Alright, now with this thing. Knock up that. That's your cross section what the inside of the leg looks like. The next is like a slide joint right here to extend the knee, and I know this is supposed to slide down so you can move the leg down a little further. You can have it like that. That's how that works. It's not super complicated. Actually, no, it is supposed to go in there first, isn't it? It wraps around that piece. Right. And this just pops in the front. Oh, this little tiny thruster goes here in this path. Yeah, it goes right there. Yeah, can't get my finger in there. Yeah, there we go. Got it. These ones. In here. And no preference area, they're the same part. Let's want that. And if the beats go on. The feats go on. The feats go on. There we go. The thrusters on the back. And there's your one leg. It's not superposable, but I mean, okay. Not bad. Alright. Let's see if we can get the other one done here. Just remember what I need. Need some more old-timey music. It's the old-time country buffet. Is it 4? Yeah, it was 4. Now we'll just get the rest of the parts. It sounds like some evil boss music in the game. This music would fit in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This would actually fit in with the soundtrack of that game, actually. Even with this playing in the background, I still remember the Focus Tower soundtrack. The game had a pretty decent soundtrack, despite the rest of the game being kind of blah. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. that is everything. That's every part. Nip. Nip time. Man, that's just like one bad number on this lake piece here. Like sometimes some music will include like a weird thing in the background, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, is that in the music or is that just a sound coming from elsewhere? I have to check for a moment. It's like, okay, it's not. It's coming from the music. Don't really have a lot to say right now, as I'm just kind of trying to work quickly here and efficiently. Just trying to get this done. Because we're getting close to that time period where my internet starts to possibly crap out. Like I said, I want to try and get this done if possible on stream. So I'm focusing now. I'm focusing. Trying to work quickly and efficiently and not talky talk quite so much. We need to continue the music here. Part's done. Oh. Q-tip. Rolled away. Chuck it. Chuck it. Junk into my Q-tips. Kind of annoying. You know what? I might not have gotten that. That one rolled away. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Done with that. Oh no, it's the hardcore metal music. Hardcore boss metal music. I'm missing a piece. Dang it. Dang it. There. So far, so good. I think we're probably gonna make it. I think. Probably still got like 15-20 minutes here. Oh no, more old country boy music. Why am I getting so much of that in the playlist today? Like a bag of banjos and harmonicas. Old timey Old timey wimey music. Almost done. I'll probably do the... I'll do the rest of the markings I have on my own. Because that's just going to take me some time to kind of figure out, like, what do I want to use? That's just going to be a lot of just me just looking at the decals and not doing a whole lot. So we're not going to be streaming that bit. Because that would be kind of boring. Just to watch me look at decals for 30 minutes. Okay, good enough. That's good. Alright. So I'm gonna get this thing together. More old-timey music. Why am I getting so much of this tonight? It's not nighttime. It's the afternoon. It is the afternoon. This needs to go what? That. You know I'm going like really fast. I already know how it all is supposed to go together, so it's like it is no longer a mystery. However, I do need to do the thing. Okay. Not mess this up. Yep. I messed that up just a smidge. I can fix it though. I have to let the paint dry first before I can fix it. It's not a big deal. Probably only because I'm rushing a little bit here. Okay. Let me put that on first, shouldn't I? Holy cap, please. Why? Don't mash in there. Come on. Why not? Get in there. There we go. No, I didn't put the freaking stickers on. Yeah. me do that. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. Okay. Enough with the stickers. Assemble. This needs to go on too. Holy cat. Please go in. There's a problem sometimes when you have polycaps in here. It's like they got to be lined up just exactly right, otherwise they won't go in, and they kind of mash instead. Hate that. There we go. You got it. All right, it's in. Smooth that out a little bit. Alright. Works. Stand. Go ahead and bend. Or bend that way, I guess. Okay. Push the bell. Beats. And these things. Okay. Enough of that. We have reached the end here. Just under 2 hours. Excellent. Excellent. Anyway, let's get these legs on. Easier said than done. Just bend that down. It's the wrong leg. One. There we go. And give me the other leg. And it's on there. And stuff falling off. Ouch. There's not really much holding the side skirts on. They just kind of clip on and that's it. Beam sabers. Beam sabers can go inside the side skirts, but I'm just not going to put them in there right now. Just leave them out. Okay. That is Mr. Karl. All put together. I will determine how to best use my available marking stickers here for this. Like I said, just he's not going to fall apart if you have the waist in there all the way. Okay, how far can you bend? Yeah, not that far. Action pose. Go. See, that's not bad actually. See how I can hold the beam saber. It's like that. This goes in. Alright. Alrighty. That is the Gustav Karl. Actually, before I end this here, kind of want to see how he stacks up against the Jester next to him. Jester, get over here. Actually, I got Mr. Gundam's here too. Let's pull him over. Alright, so first off, here he's next to a Jester. He is bigger than a Jester. What about a good head height taller than the Jester? And here he is next to Gundam. Gundam does not fall apart on me. Yeah, Gundam goes up to about the waist on this thing. So he's big. He's big. And actually, one more comparison before we end here. Next to the F90. Yeah, it's about the same size as the F90. He's a big high grade. Again, for $28, this is a lot of kit for. It's a lot of plastic for $28. The same size as the F90 and F91. Okay, and that is going to be it. I really don't have anything else to add here. So, review will be whenever. It'll happen at some point. It's not going to happen soon because I need to do... this guy is coming up next in my review queue. And after that, it's going to be HGUC. And then maybe I'll squeeze in the Gustav Karl before I do the Leo. Maybe. Well, I'm thinking about it. Anyway, that'll be it. If you watched this, thank you for watching. And I look forward to the review on my YouTube channel. It's not going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. Anyway. Take care. Bye-bye.